Hi everybody! Today the video will be a pocket scarf. To do that, I will start by casting on my machine with some waste yarn. I use some blue yarn to be contrasting with my project yarn. I was a little bit difficult because my machine was not stable on the table, was not attached to the table, so that's why it's moving like this. I will do the first row and I will attach it. It's the first time I tried that, but I don't suggest it. Just do like we always do with the 5 row of waste yarn and then put your project yarn, because it's a little bit more hard to grab all the stitches at the end to close the tube. So I will continue with my yarn for my project. Put it right at the end of the blue yarn on the white needle. Put my yarn in the yarn feeder. Put my yarn feeder, my counter to 0, and then I crank. I don't attach my blue yarn with my project yarn because I have to remove it at the end. So make sure everything's down and then you crank. When your project start to touch your table, turn it, because if you get twist, it be possible to the stitches to fail, so you don't want that. So I continue. Oops, I don't have enough yarn, so I will add some yarn. Just put the yarn tail in the middle, put the other one in the same exact place, put it in the yarn feeder, and I continue to crank. Make sure everything's down and grab by the needle. So I will continue cranking. After a complete circle, I will attach it together so that way you don't make any hole in your project. Attach it both together like that and continue my cranking. If you have problem with twisted tube, I will show you a little tip today. I learned this on this video, so I will share it with you. So I got 300 for my scarf, but if you're taller than me, you go with 350. I'm only 5 foot, so 300 was good for me. But if you're taller than that, go with 350 rows. So I will cut the yarn, put the tail in the middle, open the yarn feeder, put the yarn in the middle, there, and with the yarn needle, I will go and grab every stitch after. You crank the machine to remove the stitches from the mechanics. So you stop there, because if you go through the yarn feeder again, your project will release by itself and you don't want it for this project. So you grab your stitches one by one after the tail. You go the opposite way like this, and one by one you grab all the stitches. Sorry, it's dark. I didn't notice it was so dark when I work. I was too concentrated on my work. I will put the second light soon, don't worry. So I remove everything, almost. There you go. Grab the last one. Almost. And it's always one that grab on the needle of the machine. Well, I will close the blue yarn with a little bow to keep it together. And then I will stretch my work. I will stretch it and try to put it flat on my table to make sure that it's not twisted, because if it's twisted it won't look good at the end. So you better take the time that you need, especially the cranking doesn't take that much time compared to the knitting needle. And I will go and continue like that. So now it's time to close the end of the tube. I always start the opposite way of the tail. The tail was the other side, I will start with this side. Closer look, it's better. And hook number 4 I use for this one. I'll grab the first stitch and go grab the one in the back and come in the front, grab the stitch, go in the back. I will continue like that till the end of this tube. Sorry for the noise, I'm outside today. It's a beautiful day. I would like to enjoy it before September. It will be cold, so I decided to editing my video outside today. So almost done. I put some light. It would help. Still have some to grab. I use a lot of my hook from my manual loom. There. Continue like that. It's not the easiest way. Next time I'm sure I'm gonna do like 5 rows of waste yarn, because it took me a lot of time, especially for video. It was a time consuming for me, but it still worked. But maybe if I use a thinner yarn next time could be better. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna go with 5 rows of waste yarn next time for sure. There, almost to the end of it. And after that I will show you the trick or the tip that I could share with you to keep our work from twisting during the sewing together. Make sure that your tube is very flat. There. Almost there. We'll open the bow, the knot, whatever it's called. See, I use the little hook a lot. So now I will remove the blue yarn. Almost all gone. And then I check if I didn't lose any stitches. Like this. Grab my hook, make sure I didn't lose anything, and I think I'm okay. So now I want it to be very straight, and I will follow the same line to make sure that I stay very flat and not twisted. Take a little bit of time, but it's worth it. So take the time. Boom. And now the thing I found is using my yarn needle like this. I put a contrasting color. I use black, and I will go like every stitches like that, hover till I get to the other end of the tube. So that way I will be sure that it's straight and not twisted. There, make sure you follow the same line always. If you go the road if you go on the side, you're gonna twist all your work. So you have to keep the same. Hope it will help you for your future project. Almost done. I'm done. So make sure everything is in the right place. Adjust it a little bit. And when it's done, I'll be able to close my second hand of tube to make sure everything is straight. With my hook number 4, I will do the same thing like I did on the other side. If you want to skip this part, it's up to you. But if you don't get the first part like this, so it's a better thing to listen to it again. And for this one, I have more light, so it could help. Could be nice to work that fast, huh? There. And I just noticed that today I reached 5,600 subscribers to my channel. So thank you. So I continue sewing it like this with my crochet. There. Almost grab everything. So almost done the middle of it. And for sure I'm gonna do waste yarn with 5 rows of it next time, because it's take me a lot of time just to grab all the stitches like that. Almost finished. Make sure you grab all the stitches. Almost to the end. I will remove the little bow that keep all the blue line together and all my stitches. But first I really have to make sure that I grab all the stitches. And when it's done, time to remove the blue yarn. Close with the tail of yarn. Use my hook, my loom hook. Almost lost stitches here. With my hook I will go close it with the tail. Remove. Make sure you follow the black yarn to stay on the same row. I will go closer with the camera to show you how to do the invisible seam. Just pick my yarn needle and make sure everything is flat, and go on one side, grab 2 stitches in the middle and 2 in the other side, 2 in the middle, 2 in the other side. And don't worry if the stitch is still loose, we're gonna fix it after. Make sure you push your black yarn in the middle so that way it's not in your way when you come. Make sure you don't divide the yarn with the tip of your needle, because we're gonna remove the black yarn after. I didn't say it, but I didn't do any pocket like tube of extra. I just fold the end of the tube that I already have, and turns out to be 20 to 25 centimeter. So now I'm sewing it like this. I take my time, and don't worry because of the stitches are loose, I'm gonna fix it after by pulling on both sides of the yarn. Almost to the end. Pull on it. I will show you. Just pull on your yarn and it put all the stitches together and do an invisible seam. Look very professional when you do that. Your friend or family will be amazed. So you continue. When you arrive to your plastic guide, just remove it carefully. Put that aside and keep going. Follow the line. Arrive here. It's time to close it. Sorry, I will not be in the right place, so you could not see the double knot, but you could see it on the next pocket, so don't worry. Or maybe you already know how to do it, so it's not a trouble. So I hide the tail of the yarn in the middle of the pocket between the 2 layers like this. Time to remove my black yarn. Oh no, I will hide the tail first. I do a double knot, put it tight, and hide it between the 2 layers like I did on the top of the pocket. There. Now it's time to remove the black needle. If you don't divide it with your tip of your needle, it will be easy to remove. If you don't, like I did on this side, it's gonna be a little bit harder. So I have to cut the black yarn, pull on it, doesn't want to come. So that's it. I just cut it, pull on it, and because it's an invisible seam, I don't see the black yarn. So I'm not gonna get myself frustrated with that. I will just continue my video, and almost done already. So now it's time to do the tassel. To do the tassel, I use an old phone I have. It's 15 inches, not 15 inches, 15 centimeter. I will do 35 times around it to do the tassel. I will need 4 like this. If you didn't do any tassel before, it's a very easy and fun finishing look, and it's nice to do too. So I will grab the yarn, attach it on the top, use my finger to keep the knot very tight. There, remove it from the phone, use another yarn like this, and it's like 2.5 centimeters, like an inch from the top. Yeah, almost an inch. I attach it, close it tight with my finger, and cut the other end. So you have your first tassel done. You need 3 more now. That's mean 4. Do a little bit cutting to put it like you want it. So I have the 4th one, the 4th one, and now it's a time to attach it at the end of my pocket. So I grab it with my hook like this, put one side and the other side, and we'll do a double knot like this. And with my yarn needle, I will go and push it in the middle of my tassel, pull and cut the excess, and voila, it's done. You do that to the 3 other one. I did with the crochet. If you want to do it with the sewing needle, it will work too. See, I have a little example here. There, one side, and use my needle with the other side, so that way it's more stable. There. Use a yarn needle, put it in the middle like I did for the first tassel. Almost all done. And for this video I use a full ball of yarn and 1/3 of the other one. So if you use 3 balls, you'll be able to make 2 pocket scarf like I did on this video by doing with 300 row. If you go 350, maybe you will need a little bit more. Or if you don't do any tassel on it, maybe you'll be okay with 300 row. 350 row. So I wish you a good day and hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time, and thank you so much. 5,600 subscribers to my channel. Thank you everyone.